stop telling boys and young men to man up. We tell them to stop crying when they're upset. We discourage them from feeling afraid and want them to pursue interests other boys typically enjoy. Sometimes we follow these gender stereotypes as early as kindergarten. This happens more often than we realize because of the common misconceptions about parenting boys and young men. We think speaking to them this way will help them be strong, brave, and assertive and prevent them from being babies, right? We want to ensure acceptance from their peers so that they don't stick out so much. Yes? Listen, guys. Boys, just like girls, experience different emotions every day, like joy, sadness, anger, fear, and it can be hard for them to understand and deal with these feelings. They need your help to learn to recognize, verbalize, and get a handle on these emotions. Telling them that they shouldn't cry can have a negative effect on their emotional and mental health as they will begin to suppress, avoid, or shut down these emotions instead of showing them, verbalizing them, and understanding them. We need to help them understand and process their feelings and be there for them to discuss what they're going through without any judgment. We as parents, caregivers, and society can raise a healthier generation of boys and young men, okay? When we tell boys to man up and define masculinity this way, it can pose problems of its own. For example, boys may not have genuine relationships, right? Boys want to fit in and can assume roles their social circles accept. But these masks prevent them from being vulnerable, which is a key element in relationships. It is in vulnerability that we can be ourselves, even if there is a potential to get hurt. Think about the most important relationships in your life. None of them would be meaningful without the courage to be vulnerable. Let's do better. Another example, boys can feel disconnected from their emotions, right? Boys can feel emotions that don't line up with masculine stereotypes. And maybe it's time they felt sad about losing a game. It's okay. And maybe it's time they felt scared about riding a bicycle, which is also okay. You see, we want to ease their anxieties as if manning up will draw the sadness and fear away. It won't. These kids end up showing emotions they think you want to see or expect of them. Bravery, hardness, being funny, or acting nonchalantly. Meanwhile, they hide those emotions they are ashamed to feel, like fear, sadness, vulnerability, yet they should never have to feel that way. You see, kids aren't able to be kids. The stage in their lives when they're supposed to be carefree, when they have the permission to cry over a lost toy or a broken pencil. Come on. Don't encourage them at a very young age to hide behind a facade of toughness. It robs them of the childhood that they need. Another example, boys who are raised to man up glorify physical conflict and aggression. You see, peers hail them as heroes for throwing a punch. And this isn't just high school stuff either. We've seen 6-year-olds resort to pushing and punching other kids when they don't get their way. Boys who man up are more likely to bully and pick on others. It's here where they feel safest, right? They don't know how to pause and give the other person the benefit of the doubt. They lack the social skills to resolve conflict in other ways, okay? Another example, a boy raised to man up most times objectifies and demeans girls. Those are some of the older boys who you'll see out there looking at girls as objects to collect and discard. And parents play a role too, by the way. We say things like, that's for girls, or stop crying, are you a girl? Boys don't cry. Or we say stuff like, why do you throw like a girl? You see, you're teaching them to look at girls as a lesser gender, right? See, we can teach the skills we want to nurture, such as strength, friendship, in a healthier way. How? Number one, accept all your child's emotions. Everyone, male and female, feels a wide range of emotions. Don't tell him to stop crying or tease him to grow up already. No. Comfort him when he feels scared, instead of showing disappointment that he is. Don't hold back your child's feelings or make judgments about them. Okay? Number 2, teach respectful conflict resolution. All kids will get in a tussle with someone else. Just teach him how to manage his emotions and communicate with respect. Okay? This tough boy act shouldn't be his reaction. Number 3, show examples of valuing and respecting women, right? Model the kind of behavior you would want him to emulate when he's a grown man. Don't allow him to trash talk girls, no matter how innocent his comments may seem. Number 4, let him be a child, right? Childhood is a small fraction of his life. Allow him to live fully in this stage. Allow him to play and imagine without worrying if these behaviors are acceptable or not. You see, we can still raise our boys to be manly men who are able to articulate their feelings, be vulnerable, show emotion, communicate with respect, all of this with no loss of masculinity. Let's not let pressure from media, society, peer groups, and even us, the adults in these kids' lives, encourage them to disconnect from their emotions, devalue authentic friendships, objectify and degrade women, and resolve conflicts through violence, okay? These gender stereotypes create a maze of identity issues boys and young men must navigate to become real men. We can do better. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.